Welcome to Off Script. I'm Riley.
And I'm Taylor. And today is all about a fake pregnancy, a magical dish of beans, a deadly shootout, and a woman trapped between two men who finally give her the one thing she's always wanted.
A choice.
A choice. So let's just jump right in, because right from the opening scene, that fault line is cracking. We find Tita completely consumed by the physical symptoms of what she genuinely believes is a pregnancy.
The body is literally swelling with the unspoken reality of her situation.
Right. And right when her defenses are at absolute zero, Rosaura corners her.
Of course she does.
Yep.
She demands that Tita must marry John immediately and pass the baby off as his.
She explicitly states that marriage is nothing more than a business transaction.
Right.
Meanwhile, Pedro is hitting a literal brick wall of bureaucracy at the exact same time. The laborer he brought in as a witness, Santos, has died.
From the abuse inflicted by Felipe, right?
Exactly. So despite having no hard evidence, Pedro decides to escalate the issue. He travels to Monclova to take his case directly to the top, to General Vargas.
I mean, we all remember how disastrous that meeting is.
Yes, Vargas openly admits he never trusted Felipe. He knows Felipe's dirty.
But he won't do anything.
Exactly. He completely refuses to act without signed, sealed, undeniable evidence.
Right. Meanwhile, other stuff is happening. Because Jesus actually shows up.
Right.
He answered Fina's ultimatum and comes to propose to her.
Finally, a man actually shows up with clear intentions for one of the women in this house.
But Rosaura absolutely crushes it. She shuts the engagement down.
Right.
She basically belongs to the house now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rosaura demands that Fina start calling her Madam.
Rosaura has fully morphed into Elena at this point.
She really has.
Yeah.
So, okay. Pedro is out in the wilderness, abandoning the legal route entirely.
Mm-hmm.
He tracks down Gertrudis' estranged husband, Juan, at a rebel encampment.
Right. He needs Juan's rebel forces to help capture Felipe.
Right.
He is specific, though he doesn't want to assassinate him. He wants him captured to face a fair trial, refusing to let Felipe die a martyr. And Juan allows himself a moment of genuine vulnerability. He admits he deeply misses Gertrudis.
And Pedro, without hesitating, tells Juan to go get her.
Right. And that blindness to one's own reality is exactly what Tita is battling.
Right, because Elena's actual ghost visits Tita.
She echoes Rosaura's ultimatum perfectly. Lie to protect the child.
Right.
But Tita doesn't fold.
No, she doesn't.
She throws Elena's own hidden affairs back at her, declares she's entirely sick of being controlled, and banishes the spirit forever.
Right.
And the twist, the moment she makes that choice, her pregnancy symptoms completely vanish.
Because she wasn't actually pregnant.
Exactly. The entire ordeal was a phantom pregnancy, a terrifying biological manifestation of her crushing guilt and anxiety. And Tita's internal liberation, her commitment to finally living in the truth, doesn't stay contained in her mind.
Right.
Specifically through her hands and into her cooking.
This sets the stage for the arrival of John's family.
Yes. John brings his Aunt Mary, his son Alex, and Grace.
Right.
So, to celebrate their arrival, Tita cooks beans with Chile, Tezcucana-Style.
It is a deeply hearty, earthy, unpretentious dish.
Mm-hmm.
She is brimming with a fierce, unyielding determination, to be honest with John.
Yeah.
That raw, unfiltered emotion physically infuses the food.
The intention becomes the seasoning.
Yep.
So, at dinner, the hearty, chili-spiked beans act as a literal truth serum. It forces every single person at the table to spill their deepest, most closely guarded secrets. Aunt Mary announces she has never married because she prefers women.
Father Ignacio casually drops the bombshell that he actually despised Elena and is profoundly relieved she is dead.
Which, honestly, same.
Right. And Grace admits she has been systematically draining the family's premium tequila supply.
But the kicker is John. In a moment of pure sincerity, John looks at Tita and expresses his deep desire to have another child with her.
Right.
But for Tita, those dinner table confessions were merely the appetizer. The main course is an absolute violent honesty. She confesses everything. She tells him she spent the night with Pedro and she loves them both.
And John's reaction is staggering.
He listens and then he offers her incredible grace. He tells her she has until the wedding to decide.
He adds that if she ultimately chooses Pedro, he just hopes Pedro knows how to take care of her.
It's so generous.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Felipe discovers that Pedro snitched and went to the general. He is enraged, realizing his absolute authority is being challenged.
Right.
And then a massive, chaotic firefight erupts between Felipe's enforcers and Juan's rebel faction.
Right.
And in the chaos of the crossfire, Felipe's own 11-year-old son, Julio, is shot.
The sight of a bleeding child freezes everyone.
And this is the moment Pedro fundamentally transforms. He steps out from cover, entirely unarmed, right into the center of the crossfire.
And he delivers a blistering speech about the true human cost of this war.
Right.
Felipe screams at his own men to execute Pedro, but they refuse. They slowly lower their weapons.
Felipe realizes he has lost control and declares he will execute Pedro himself.
Yep.
In a tense, fast draw, Pedro shoots and kills Felipe first.
Which brings us right back to the internal war at the ranch.
Right.
Under the cover of darkness, Jesus sneaks back for Fina. And Tita does something so quietly radical. She actively helps Fina escape.
Yes.
She brings her things, tells her to go and do whatever she wants with her life.
Tita is intentionally breaking the cycle of generational control.
She really is. But wait, because we get a totally different side of Rosaura right after this. Rosaura had skipped dinner, but late at night, she goes down to the kitchen and eats the leftovers.
Yeah.
And that baked-in truthfulness finally breaches her defenses. She thanks her for delivering Robertito, for caring for him, for looking after Esperanza.
It is deeply vulnerable. She is dropping the madam persona entirely.
Completely gone.
And in that rare space of vulnerability, Tita tells her the truth. There is no baby.
And Rosaura's response strips away all her usual threats and PR strategies.
Yeah.
She just looks at Tita and says, don't marry John if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But please don't take Pedro. If you take Pedro, I'll die.
Wow.
Reading that, it didn't feel like a manipulation this time. It felt like a raw, desperate confession of how fragile her world actually is.
And the emotional hits don't stop there. Pedro returns to the ranch, exhausted but victorious.
Yep.
Tita meets him and lays all her cards on the table. She tells him that John knows everything and that John still wants to marry her.
And Pedro's response is incredibly jarring.
He tells Tita that their night together was wonderful, but then echoes John almost word for word. He says, do whatever makes you happy.
Right.
But by refusing to fight for her, by being so endlessly understanding, they are placing 100% of the burden of heartbreak onto her. They force her to be the executioner of someone's happiness. So, who do you think Tita will choose at the altar? Will she choose John or Pedro? And what happens to the ranch now that Felipe is gone and the workers hold the land? Drop your predictions in the comments below.
We want to hear your theories.
Yes, let us know. And make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our breakdown of the finale.
See ya.